Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome back, all you thought criminals and right-wing extremists. And those of you that are new, welcome. Fox News. New York prepares for first major primary that will see at least one Dem House leader out of a job. Yeah. And one is Jerry Nadler. Democrats will lose Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney, both 30-year Congress members. If you remember Jerry Nadler, he was the one that pushed the Trump impeachments, sits on the head of the Judiciary Committee. God knows what kind of crap he's been up to, lies, innuendos. And I'm going to show you another piece right after this that shows you what a scumbag Nadler really is. And his opponent is no better. Let's read on. The political scene both in New York and in Congress itself will see a major shakeup on Tuesday. Dun, dun, dun. As two longtime Democratic House leaders face off in a primary, they will see one, if not both, of them out of office. They're both scumbags, but the problem is they're in like plus 60 Democratic districts down in New York. So if they both lose, we'll get some woke Yahoo moron. It's going to be a Democrat anyway. But to tell you the truth, I'd rather see a new face in the woke morons than these two. They both deserve to be out. We're in 1992. That's when Bill Clinton got elected. Thanks to a new districting map, Jerry Nadler is running in the state's 12th district. I live in upstate New York, not New York City. We're far away. The map was gerrymandered so bad by Albany, which is now a one-party state, that the Republicans finally grew a set. They waited till late, but they finally did. It went to court, and the judges ruled that it's gerrymandered so bad they let an outside party draw the lines, and that's how these two ended up in the same district down in New York City. He's running in the state's 12th district instead of the redrawn version of his current 10th district against incumbent Republican Carolyn Maloney, as well as challengers, and you can see the list of challengers there, is the current chair of the House Judiciary Committee. Hugely important. And Maloney also heads the House Oversight Committee. Nadler commented on the impact of the race in a recent debate. Losing one committee chairman would be unfortunate for New York, he said. Losing two committee chairmen would be catastrophic. Oh, he mispronounced. It's a woman. He used the word chairman. But I digress. No, it wouldn't be unfortunate for New York at all. It'd be really fortunate for Congress. Get these two scumbags out. But we're going to lose at least one. Better half a loaf than none. Nadler was first elected 30 years ago when he won a special election to replace Ted Weiss in 1992. He has led the House Judiciary Committee since 2019, and a period that saw him in a leadership role for both impeachments of former President Donald Trump. Nadler, you're a scumbag. You always have been. Last November, rumors swirled that Nadler might retire at the end of his term, but those rumblings turned out to be premature as he looks to stay in Congress despite the redistricting. Side note, I believe Congressman Nadler, pictured here, had a fairly decent health scare several years ago while Trump was president. Trump actually took the time to call Nadler in the hospital and wish him well. And he still turned around and screwed him. Maloney was also first elected to Congress in 92. She became the first woman to chair the... Oh, it's the first woman. Who cares? The House Oversight and Reforms Committee in 2019 following the death of Elijah Cummings, who also chaired the Joint Economic Committee. The winner of Tuesday's primary will square off against Republican Mike Zimbalakis in November's general election. Well, it's like a plus 50, plus 60 district, I think. Nadler moved away from the 10th district, has also resulted in a contentious race, with multiple prominent Democrats seeking the now vacant seat. A dozen candidates are vying for the party's nomination, including Mondaire Jones, former federal prosecutor and House impeachment attorney, Daniel Goldman, and former Representative Elizabeth Holtzman. And ex-New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio briefly campaigned but withdrew from the race in July. Yeah, briefly. He was a candidate for like 18 minutes. Now, let's take a look at scumbag Jerry Nadler, what he's saying and doing now. Nadler in primary debate calls for more federal funds for NYPD, denies past support for police funding. In 2020, Nadler said the NYPD's budget surely should be cut. Well, Jerry, your alliance, it's amazing to me. See, here's the thing. He thought he was in a district that just untouchable. He'll be there forever until he either leaves or passes away. So he can say and do anything you want to. It's like a plus 60 Dem district in New York City. Can't come back to bite me in the ass, right? Well, guess what, Jerry? Representative Jerry Nadler, Democrat in New York, said Tuesday night that he supports more federal funds for the New York City police, denying that this is inconsistent with his position he took 2 years ago at the height of the defund the police movement. You lying sack of... I watched the debate. I wish there's got to be somewhere where he debated Carolyn Maloney. I guess she's the other 30-year Congress member. I'd like to see them both gone, but that's just a pipe dream. In a primary debate that pitted the House Judiciary Committee chair against the House Oversight Committee chair, Carolyn Maloney and progressive Sergey Patel, a moderator confronted Nadler over a 2020 interview he gave at a local publication in which he appeared to support defunding. Nadler insisted that was not what happened. I did not say I favored defunding, Nadler said. Liar. I said that I thought some resources should be shifted away from the police to mental health and social services as they were, because the cops can't do anything. You need social services and mental health services in order to decrease crime too. I used to be a city councilor in the 2000s. And I'm telling you, I worked on 8 different budgets. I was there for 8 years. If you take the lines for police officers' salaries and benefits and put them into police cars and hiring more school guard crossers, you know what? You're taking cops off the street, but you can say, I left the money in the police budget. You lying sack of... The interview in question was with the West Side Rag. Good name. The congressman was asked about the calls of the time to defund or cut the budget of the NYPD, and if he would support this. Of course he said, I'm in a plus 60 Dem district in New York City. Of course I said it. And it shows there the resignations and retirements since departures just in this year alone, and it's only end of August. Yes, it certainly should be cut, Nadler said at the time. He went on to say that the city's needs for far greater funding for things like social service and education, but then went back to talking about cutting the police budget. We're spending too much on the police, he said. There should be substantial cuts to the police budget and a reallocation of those funds to where we need them. Take cops off the street. Fox News reached out to Nadler's office for comment on this, but they did not immediately respond. No. Really? As crime is surging in New York. Now, here's the thing. Would I rather see Nadler out than Maloney? Yeah, they both suck. I mean, it's, flip a coin, I guess. But Nadler, I think, is 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Nadler gave that interview just weeks after the murder of George Floyd, who was killed by a police officer during a stop. His death sparked nationwide protests and calls to defund and in some cases abolish police departments. 2 years later, rising crime in New York City is led leadership, including new Mayor Eric Adams, to make tougher positions on law enforcement. Eric Adams is the next NYPD officer who's turned so woke he makes AOC look moderate. Jerry had come back to bite you in the ass, and it couldn't happen to a better person. The New York congressional primary race for the state's 12th district has been a hot one, as redistricting has resulted in Nadler running in a new district instead of his current 10th district. With him squaring off against Maloney, who currently represents the 12th District, Democrats are sure to losing one of the current committee chairs. Good. They're going to lose all the chairmanships anyway. They'll just be the ranking member next year when the Democrats lose control, if not both. Pray to God. Nadler recognized this during the debate, essentially telling the viewers not to vote for Patel. Yeah, nice. Losing one committee member would be unfortunate. Losing two committee chairmen would be catastrophic. Yeah, for you, moron. Take your retirement and whatever cushy think tank job or whatever job somebody finds for you in New York. I hope they're both gone and they get a young, radical, woke Democrat nut bar. Yeah, Jerry, come back to bite you in the ass. Couldn't have happened to a better person. What's even better about this is from the title of the episode. The Democrats are starting to eat their own. And nobody's more happier than I. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.